Who did you buy the tire shop from?
Well, my brother and I bought it from our father.
And who did your father buy the tire shop from?
He bought it from a my dad bought it from a man named Seiler, and I was probably about 4 or 5 at the time, maybe 5, I don't know.
So was Seiler the original owner?
He owned it then, and he bought it from Joe Carithers, who owned it before them, and Joe Carithers later owned the Grey Goose Confectionery uptown. It was a kind of a lunch stand, gossip house. I can describe it. And that's where it came from. Now, I don't know where Joe got it. I don't think he started it.
Why did you decide to go into the tire shop business?
I needed a job.
Seems a common thread.
Yeah. So there was no other reason besides the fact that you needed money.
Well, I grew up in the tire shop during World War II. Dad couldn't get any help, and in high school I spent my after school Saturdays and sometimes Sundays working in the tire shop. That's when I learned how to vulcanize tires. Also, I worked on the war ration thing where we had to keep tires registered for people to buy gasoline to get their gas stamps. You had to make sure every 3 or 4 months you had to take your car in and have it checked, make sure you had the right tires on the car.
Why couldn't your dad get any help?
Well, everybody's in the Army. You couldn't get help. He was either in the Army in World War II or he wasn't fit. He was too old. He couldn't get help. There wasn't any help available.
And how old were you then?
I was in high school. I started when I was, well, actually in the 8th grade. The war started when I was in the 7th grade. And somewhere in the line I got going into helping whenever I could. So I spent my entire high school working for your dad, and they considered it under the war effort.
So you were kind of like George Bailey.
I was kind of like, what?
George Bailey. George Bailey of It's a Wonderful Life.
Like it was, yeah. I don't know. I knew that I never wanted to be in the tire business. That much I was sure of. I didn't like it. I had to do it, and there was no.
What year did you buy it?
I don't know.
Can you estimate?
Well, it probably, we kind of did it in little stages. He sold it to us. I started working there when I got out of the Army in '52. And Jim had 2 more years to serve in the Navy. So I just worked there for 2 years. And when he got out of the Navy, we made plans to buy it. I'm not just sure when the transaction took place.
So in the 1950s.
Yeah, oh yeah, 1955, 56, in there someplace. We bought, Jim and I bought half of the business, and yeah, Dad owned the rest of it.
So Jim is your brother?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So who is Jim?
My brother. Jim, my brother, we owned half of it. Dad set it up that he owned half of it, but I forget how the arithmetic. Anyway, my mom, it was a corporation, set up as a corporation, and my mom owned 2 shares. And then Jim and I owned half of the remaining shares, and Dad owned the other half of the remaining shares as a tiebreaker. That's the way he set it up. So Jim and I got a fight why Mom could break it up between us. She had the majority vote.
When did you start working here?
1986.
So did you go into this line of work with Uncle Larry? I mean, Uncle Doug?
No, I actually went into it on my own, and Uncle Doug came later.
Why did you choose this line of work?
I needed something that would make enough money to support a family.
Is it true you once hooked a battery to the wrong terminals?
Yes, I did.
Who established the tire shop before you?
Before me, well, it was my grandfather in 1926. Actually, he bought it. It was established before that.
And what motivated you to buy it off of Richard Steininger?
I could make more money if I owned it rather than just work for him.
And what are your responsibilities when you work here?
To try to make some money.
What is the busiest time of the year?
Summer to fall.
Why?
Harvest.
And do you do anything besides tires?
No.
It's a tire store.
Get tires.
And do you want it to stay in the family?
Do I want what this is saying?
Yeah, Steininger Tires.
Actually, I don't expect it to end. I expect it to be done when I'm done.
Edit.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Wait. Are you filming right now?
Yes, it's filming.
1, 2, 3.
All right. What is it like working here?
Fun, hard,
Okay. What is the environment like?
hot, dirty.
Is it dangerous?
Can be.
Can you expand?
No.
Okay.
What about if a tire explodes?
Yeah, I get hurt.
Have you ever had a tire explode on you?
Yes.
What was it like?
It was loud.
Scary?
Oh yeah.
What's your average day like?
Long.
Can you give an example of something you do?
What are your hours up here, Mr. Malott?
Yeah. 8.5 hours a day.
8.5 hours a day. Like what time do you come in?
8.
Till
5:30.
5:30. That's in the afternoon?
Yes.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
What is it like working here?
Well, at times it can be fun. It's kind of hard.
What is the environment like?
It's fun. Very dirty. Very dirty.
Why is it so dirty?
Well, you're working on stuff like this, and a lot of times it's got dirt, mud from the fields. Sometimes they use the tires in a livestock situation, so sometimes they bring the tires full of poop, and it smells.
Why is it so busy during the harvest time of year?
Well, the farmers are out in the field bringing the crops. It's usually very busy in the spring and the fall when they go plant and then they harvest, especially the fall because they're running over stuff in the field and it creates punctures in the tire.
In your opinion, how dangerous is it working here?
Incredibly dangerous.
Can you expand?
Well, a tire takes a lot of pressure, and if that pressure finds a way to get out and rips through the tire, it'll kill you.
So is there one job that's considered the most dangerous job to complete?
I'd say one of the most dangerous jobs is working around the farm implements. Now this is a small tractor here. They get much, much bigger. These tires will be over my head, and there'll be 8 of them on a tractor, on a 4-wheel drive tractor. If you're on the field and trying to jack that up, and it falls, it'll crush you.
What does your job entail when you work here?
I work mainly here with the car tires and the truck tires.
Well, I'll be out there in the mud jacking where he left.
Oh. That's it. What is it like working here?
Oh, it's nice. Keeps me busy, keeps me out.
What are you doing right now?
I am putting cement on the tire.
And why do you do that?
So the tread sticks to it.
Is this a new tire?
No, it is not. We are going to be
You're going to be doing what to it?
we're going to be putting a piece of tread on this tire, making it a drive tire.
So this was an old tire?
Yes. I'm going to be measuring it now to cut the length of tread that I need.
Is it dangerous working here?
Not really. I don't know.
Have you ever been hurt?
No, I haven't been.
Have you ever been close to getting hurt?
So you're kind of overdue.
I mean, I've been burned a couple times, but nothing major.
Any closing remarks?
Closing remarks. Let's see. Did I have any closing remarks? No.
Would you recommend others get into this line of work?
Did that line of work?
Yes.
When the boys wanted to buy it, I spent a lot of time telling them how stupid they were. And they probably will attest to this. I told Larry wanted working in the bank and he didn't want to do that. And it's like now, jobs were hard to find. And then Larry bought half of my shares of it. And Jim still owned half of the business. I had a quarter of it. And Larry bought my quarter of it. And then Doug was working in Georgia, for the Southern Company. And he wanted to buy the other half I had. And I told him, this is the dumbest idea you ever had. And he didn't believe me. Maybe he would now. But anyway, it ended up that he bought my half. And then eventually down the line, they bought my brother Jim out. He bought his half, so they owned it all. They bought and paid for it.
Okay.
What we could do is then go back to Doug and Larry and ask them the same question. Are you happy you bought into this business?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, he'll probably tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he is or not.
It's going. It's going.
I'm Paul Steininger and we're going to do some magic today. We're at Fairview Haven, a local nursing home, and we're going to blow somebody's mind. Ma'am, would you like to see some magic?
I don't believe in magic.
You don't know. Gobstoppers, they're delicious.
I really like gobstoppers. Can I have one?
Yeah, maybe later. In fact, you pick the gobstopper.
Okay.
She's picking a gobstopper, so I'm not even touching it.
I really like purple.
Okay, have I touched it in any way? Do we know each other?
I'd have seen you in prison.
I'm not a stalker, I'm a magician. Okay, let's just get these out of the picture. Okay, it's a gobstopper. It's the same one, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, what can he be doing? Is it in my, you think it's in my hand?
Oh my lord! How did you do it?
Magic.
I can't believe it. I'm mystified.
Is your mind blown right now?
It is. It is blown. Where'd it go? Where? I don't believe it.
Wait. Why don't you do some editing on this?
Yeah, sucking on the gobstopper. I figured that.
Okay, wait a second. You're going to come back and say, where did it go again?
Wait, what?
Go out the door and come back in.
No. You're going to say, where did the gobstopper go? What happened to it?
Okay. So where'd it go? Ow.
In your ear. It was in your ear the entire time.
Really? What? I don't think so.
It's yours.
Go eat it. Ah.
It fell on the floor of a nursing home.
Okay.